Hello, my name is Sive. This is my channel Stories and Sive, where I talk about books, and today's video I'm going to be taking you along on a vlog with me as I read my most anticipated release of the year. Today is February 28th and the Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi by Shannon Chakraborty has graced the shelves. This is the first book in a new fantasy series by my favorite fantasy author who wrote the David trilogy, S.A. Chakraborty. So I have a very large sentimental attachment to the David trilogy and have been absolutely thrilled and highly anticipating the start of this new series. And today, I got the book. I want to throw you quickly back to last night because this is just a hilarious clip when I thought I was going to try and start the vlog at that time, so enjoy. Hi, a little bit of a jump scare here. So, The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi comes out tomorrow, and Shannon Chakraborty is debuting a new series for us, and I am beyond excited. So why am I joining you looking like this? Candidly, I'm not feeling well. I just took a shower, clearly. Now, I'm in the mood to read right now. I don't know if it's my excitement from the freaking book coming out tomorrow or just the fact that I have a free evening, but I'm very much in the reading mood. So I've got some options. Let me grab them for you. The two books that I'm reading right now are The Weight of Blood by Tiffany G. Jackson. I started yesterday on Sunday. I'm 100 pages into it. And I also picked up the audiobook for This Is What America Looks Like by Ilhan Omar, and this is her memoir. I've read this before actually, and I'm rereading it as a buddy read with my sister-in-law Amber. I'm on chapter 6. I know that when I get my copy of The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi tomorrow, my reading of both of these is going to stop until I start and finish that book. Because of that reason, I don't want to keep reading either of these because I feel like in both I'm kind of at a good stopping point, and I want to give both of these books like the most attention that I can give. One of the reasons why I love reading is I feel productive. I feel entertained and also productive. I feel like my time is better spent reading a book than it is watching a TV show or watching a movie. So that's not true, but to me it is. So because I have the time, because I have the mental energy and the desire to read, I want to put my eyes on physical reads. So I read audiobooks quite often. Typically, I do read more audiobooks than physical books just because of time and availability. I could play Animal Crossing and read my other audiobook, which is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I'm about halfway through that and loving that book. I just don't know what to do tonight. Anyways, this video isn't about what I'm doing tonight. It's about The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi, which is my most anticipated release of 2023. And I'm going to stop talking to you because it doesn't matter what I do tonight, because what matters is tomorrow I'm getting the book. Now, I am proud and pleased to introduce you to The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi. I went to Barnes & Noble today to pick up this book. This is the first book I've bought since I was in New York in January, and that's about 6 weeks ago. So I've been working hard to get through my physical TBR, but this is just a book that I claim all exception for. This is kind of pairing to be a 5-star prediction for me. I think I'm gonna love this book so much. I do admittedly have high expectations. Here she is, naked, if you will. Beautiful little boat there on the cover, and you guys, I have to show you this ridiculously cool map. I'll probably do some close-ups of this at another time, but there is a gorgeous map. Amina al-Sirafi is a pirate who has had an illustrious and scandalous, very successful career as a pirate. She has survived backstabbings, espionage, and apparently a literal demon. And now she's ready to kind of come into a peaceful latter half of her existence and focus on settling down, focus on her motherhood. She gets a call from a friend of hers who is the parent of one of her previous crew members, and this girl, her previous crew member, has gone missing. So basically a large sum of money is placed in front of Amina, and she is told that she can go for one last trip and one last quest. That's what the book is about. Absolutely beautiful, and I'm just thrilled to have it in my hands. So come along with me as I read my most anticipated release of 2023. Hello and good morning. I am joining you from my Saturday morning, and I am pleased to tell you I'm 150 pages in to Amina al-Sirafi, and y'all, I moved into the living room. Anyways, I want to tell you about the first 150 pages that I've read of Amina al-Sirafi. I am so fascinated and intrigued by the story. I think that I'm a little bit floored at how well this is going. I kind of thought as it got closer that I maybe had gotten my expectations a little too high, and I was trying to like, okay, like this is just a story, like this isn't gonna like change your life or anything like that. I'm in this weird limbo of being utterly surprised that it is actually as good as I thought it was going to be. Like I thought that this was going to be like my favorite book of the year, like total 5-star, and obviously I'm only 150 pages in, so I take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. But the start of it, incredibly intriguing. I'm so fascinated by this story and these characters. So we're following Amina al-Sirafi. She's been retired from her life of piracy for 10 years, and she's contacted by a noble woman that her granddaughter has been kidnapped. And the reason why Amina is the one that she reaches out to is because the granddaughter's father, so the noble woman's son, was one of Amina's crew members and actually died on his ship. Additionally, she offers a ridiculously large sum of money that would secure Amina's family wealth for generations to come. Amina also has a daughter of her own, and her daughter is 10 years old, and so she is thinking about her future, and she decides to agree to only go to this city where she has a bunch of sailor contacts, because obviously she had gone her whole career, and just ask around. The noblewoman knows who did it and really like is convinced that it's this guy Falco, who is a Frank. So Amina intends to go and recruit 2 of her previous crew members. One of them is her second-hand man, who actually she bestowed upon when she retired. She bestowed upon him her ship, and his name is Tinbu or Tinba. And then we have Dalila, who is she has a really cool title and she's just really fun. But she's the mistress of poisons, and she, like Amina, has had legend and story blown out of proportion about how good she is at killing people, and she specializes in poisons and gases, and she's just a really fun character. I definitely, meeting her and like having her involved has just been like a really great addition to the story. I love Dalila. I do want to read you one paragraph that absolutely floored me. It was so fun. I think that you'd enjoy it. This is from the scene where she meets Dalila again for the first time in 10 years and is basically asking her to go on this quest, on this journey with her. And she gives her tea, and Amina drinks the tea. Not too bitter. You know you still have a price on your head, a high one. I stared at her. If Dalila wanted to kill me, she didn't need to poison my drink. That would have been so obvious it was almost insulting to her abilities. She had already kissed my cheek, touched the back of my neck, and taken my arms in hers. More clever, more elegant delivery methods, more her style. We used to joke that the 3 of us, I could kill you up close, Tinbu could kill you from another ship, and Dalila could kill you from a different city 3 days later. And I just thought that was so clever and fun. This story is really working for me, and yeah, there's a lot going on. There is now whispers of magic, and the story actually opens with a really magical scene. So we as the reader are postured to know that magic and jinn and demons and spirit do exist in this world, and I think that the Frank has something to do with this, because the reason why he came knocking on the noblewoman's door in the first place is because he was interested in some of the artifacts. And when she goes to the city to ask about him, it is rumored that he dabbles in the occult practices. And yeah, I think he's about to be a tough one. This read is going so well. So I've got a lot of time to read today. I'll be sitting here and I've got my coffee. I'm gonna get some reading in, and I also am gonna be able to read for some of the afternoon and a lot of tomorrow as well. So it's gone great, and I've got time to sit down and enjoy. So I'll give you another reading check-in when I have a few more pages under my belt. Good afternoon. I used this morning to go to a little market that happens every Saturday morning in Columbia called Soda City, and I was there and met a friend. I did a little bit of reading this morning. I just read the next like 50 pages or so. I think I'm on page 190 right now. I don't have another update for you just yet, but I did want to let you know that I'm sitting down to read now outside in the sun. It is such a gorgeous day today, and I'm just thrilled to not be at work. I also, last night, I didn't mention this to you this morning. I completely forgot for some reason, but I was in a bookstore that had a happy hour. So I wanted to show you some of the footage from that. Changed my location, but Amina is still with me, telling her tales, and though this is not saltwater, I'm near water. Here we are the next day, and I owe you a reading check-in. Yesterday, I did not feel like I had spent as much time as I wanted to read. I felt a little bit disappointed by the end of the day, but I read 100 pages yesterday, and I feel like that's really good. So I'm officially halfway through The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi. I just have a quick update for you. I don't have like too many more changes of my thoughts. I am still absolutely loving this. It is one of the most intriguing books that I have read in the fantasy genre so far. Not only am I really enjoying the story, but I'm also thrilled that I'm really enjoying the story. So my reading experience is almost twofold positive. So the update that I have for you as far as the plot is we have been introduced to Amina al-Sirafi's fourth husband that was kind of elusively talked about. Whenever he was referenced in a conversation, she would be like, okay, moving on, like type of thing. She did, like, it was very clear that whatever their marriage was ended very badly. Under harrowing circumstances, he is now back with them, and there's a little bit of trickery and deception going on Amina al-Sirafi's part, and I think that I'm really enjoying that about her. She's just such a great character. I'm really enjoying this, and the plot is insanely fast. It definitely holds your attention. So I'm going to be continuing to read today. I do have a lot of my day free, and I plan on getting through a good chunk of this and being able to give you another reading update by the end of the day. I have my swimsuit on. I'm going back outside. I'm trying to get as much sun as possible this weekend before going into my work week because it just really does lift my spirits. It's very good for my mental health. So I will catch you in my next reading update or random update. I have a reading update for you. I made it to page 400, so I'm about 100 pages away from the end, and I've got great news. Essentially, I am loving this book so much. As you could tell from probably the start of this video, my expectations were pretty high. I think I'm discovering about myself that I don't like an underdog. I don't like a main character who is, woe is me. I don't want to be like a reluctant hero. I prefer a main character who is very confident. I think Amina al-Sirafi, because she's been out of the game for 10 years, I don't think she has any delusion about like her waning, physical attributes, and she definitely isn't as good as a fighter as she used to be. But like, she knows her worth, she knows her value. She's very cunning, very clever, always thinking on her feet, and she owns it. When something goes wrong, she spends very little time feeling sorry for herself. So I think that this book is confirming for me that I don't love an underdog. I have decided that I shall give you no more information about the plot. Stuff is happening. We are coming up to the close. I'm feeling very, very confident about the direction of this series as a whole. There's a beautiful combination of this magical world with the real world, with like the world Amina was raised in. It's not necessarily a magic system, it's more of like just a magical supernatural world. We've met other pirates. There is definitely like an air of dry comedy to the narration. I do think it's very fun. Like, it's definitely an adventure story. I don't know if I'll finish this tonight, but I am gonna keep reading. It's about 9:30 in the evening on a Sunday. I do have work tomorrow morning. My next update actually will probably be my wrap up and my final thoughts. Hi, it's a few days later. That night on Sunday, I did end up staying up a little bit too late and I finished The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi. Gave it 5 stars. I absolutely love this book. I had my expectations blown out of the water. I have nothing else to say about this book other than you should read it. And if you have watched this whole video, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you do pick this up. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy other bookish content like this, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you, and other than that, have a great rest of your day. I hope that you pick this book up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!